This show specifically, I think, is about community and about building community and the strength of community and how we're stronger as a whole than as individuals. And there are some challenges in the story that call that all into question, but ultimately the community in the play is stronger together than they are apart. And I love the way that theater builds community, not only by bringing the artists together, but bringing the audience together, and the way that we bring people into a room together to tell a story. And that's a really old idea, and it's kind of a dying idea, but that we do it here, 5 times a week is really powerful to me. And the kind of community that we build around the theater and the same faces that we see showing up from show to show to show lets me know that there is a community that we're building around the theater, and that's really powerful.
What's happening today? We have dress. We have a couple people actually going to sort of be watching the show, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, it's a good test, and there was a little bit of that going on yesterday, a little bit of whispering, what happens next? Or I think you're over there, kind of a deal going on, but we can get away with it because we're stopping and starting, and there's got to be a time that we have to be able to do that. So, but now the time is up, so no more of that.
I pity them both. Chilling within 3 weeks.
We had fire inspectors out here today who were discovered X, Y, and Z was wrong, and for a little while we couldn't run fog, and then we figured out how to run the fog because now we're using a fog that doesn't set off the sensors, so that's good. But for a while we were freaked out about that. We're gonna have to change the whole show. Can't get my sound guy down here. I can't get a hold of him. I have no idea where the hell he is, so I'm making frantic calls all morning trying to get another sound guy in to. So yeah, we got some drama for you. Drama.
Dress rehearsal, yes.
And who would have ever known that you look so good with a Hasidic Orthodox beard?
This is the first time and last time beard, probably, but we gotta do it for Fiddler. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Soon I'll be a stranger in a strange new place.
I mean, it kind of makes you think about things, I think the part that gets me the most is right at the wedding scene, at the very end of the wedding scene. It's kind of heartbreaking, what happens, and the story is it's amazing, and Eric has done a wonderful job putting it together, so I can't wait to see the final.
Go on. Play.
We're gonna pick up from where we left off last night, and first we're gonna get dressed, of course, in costume, and we're gonna go through the rest of the show, trying not to stop, and then we're gonna do a run.
Each of them a prize, a jewel. Oh, you couldn't do better for your girls. Just right, huh? From the top of the tree.
I don't know yet. My girls are still so young.
Oh, so what do they look like? Grandfathers?
We are running through the show for, I think, probably the first time all the way through, trying to not stop with lighting and all the musicians and all the transitions in costume, and I don't know, maybe in makeup, I'm not sure yet. So we'll be figuring out how everything works together and running the whole show.
Anxious to put it together. We got to a certain point last night, and I think we were making some good headway, and just time made us stop. We were at the end of the rehearsal period, so being able to actually do a full run as it's sort of meant to be done without having to stop because we're out of time, or I'm ready to put it all together, not just big chunks of it together.
Oh, thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Bubba.
Seems it was not ordained that you should have all the comforts of life, or that we should have a little bit of joy in our old age.
I feel really good. So much could have gone wrong last night, even in the half run that we did, and so much went right. I think I can't say that we've got it in the bag, but I think we're in excellent shape.
To life! To life! L'chaim! L'chaim, l'chaim, to life! Here's to the father I tried to be. Here's to my bride to be. Take l'chaim, to life! To life! L'chaim! L'chaim, l'chaim, to life! Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Break l'chaim, to life!
Well, I think you have some great footage of when we started dancing, which clearly shows where we've come from. I would not consider myself a dancer at all. A mover, perhaps, but not a dancer. And so it's been a huge challenge. I was actually terrified of the bottle dance. It's actually ended up not being as scary as I thought it would be, which is kind of cool to overcome that part of the process in the entire process of the show. But the dancing has definitely been the biggest challenge for me to overcome. And so now it's kind of like a little victory, getting to opening night in a few days and have fun with it.
I think when I come in at the beginning of the show, it's kind of presented that I'm the leading player of this troupe of actors. So there's a certain sense of excitement that he would play the most roles in the show. I think it ultimately can be really fun for the audience to catch me playing all 3 different parts. Oh, well, 4 now, because I actually play Usul the Hat Maker as well. I forgot about that. But, so.
May God bless and keep the sewing machine. Amen.
Amen.
And it says you must be out of here, you must sell your homes and be out of here in 3 days.
3 days? It's not possible. It's not there.
If you've known us all your life, you would carry out this order.
I have nothing to do with it.
I tell people it's not your mama's fiddler. It's a very, very experimental is the wrong word, but it's in that genre of getting at the grit and not the glamour, but the simple telling of a story without a massive orchestration, without a massive group of people, but with 14 people and perhaps 6 or 7 additional instruments and puppets and very sort of, you know, I use like ragtag sort of things. You know, it's like it was created there, just happened to be there. So it's a fun, it's just a really different approach that I think people will be like, wow, that was really cool. That was really enlightening to see it done so simply, yet so grandiose at the same time.
How in our books as musicians, it's, you know, they're very specific, like this cue happens here and this cue happens here, and because there isn't, you know, a 30-foot proscenium stage with, you know, huge sets coming in and out, all of those cues are different.
And the Lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
It really gets left to the very last minute to see all those elements come together. So tonight we had a run that I couldn't be happier with, that really lets me know for the first time that this can actually happen. Because there's nothing that says that anything we've thought of could actually happen. But the run tonight lets me know that, okay, this can actually happen, and the actors know what they need to know, and the musicians know what they need to know, and everybody knows where to go and what to do. And then we can go back to the heart of the matter, which are those acting moments we've created in the scenes, and that everyone's listening to each other and responding honestly, and that we're telling the story, which is the most important part. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I like about our space and what I like about the work that we do, and the kind of actors that we find to work here. it does take daring and it takes guts, and it pays off with the audience, and I think the audience sees that, and it is very sort of exposed, and there's not a place to hide, as you say. They're right there with the audience the entire time, and I love that, because when a performance is that honest, it's a powerful thing, and to put a cast in a room that intimate and expect them to take the audience with them on a journey that is that kind of long and exposed is really an awesome thing when it happens.